Hi everyone, today's video is a fragrance video. I think that this is probably one of my most requested videos to do on YouTube, and I keep umming and ahhing on when to do it, and now I think my collection is pretty much as it always is, but I've got everything that I would always normally buy and I've actually got it all at once, because usually I kind of get fragrances, I finish it, try something new, then go back to it. But this time I have all my favourites and it's a really good time to get it filmed. And Alicia Daniels has been requesting this for quite some time, and I thought she's stuck with me for this long, I should definitely get this out. So Alicia, if you're watching, this is especially for you. So I couldn't choose a top 10 because it was too difficult, so I have 11 that you will always find in my collection. A few of these have been bought for my birthday recently, but I've used them before, and apart from one, which is the Valentino, which I'll go into more in a minute, but yeah, all of these are my firm favourites. No matter what time of year it is, you will always find these in my collection and I love them. So this is in no particular order. The first one I'm going to show you is one by Stella McCartney, and it's Stella, which looks like this. You can get these in the miniature kind of decorated ones, and they look like they have like a flower design and things like that, but I've always opted for the original bottles because they don't do the 100ml in the regular bottles, and I always like the big sizes because I think they're better value for money. So this is like a purpley tinted bottle, it's like two-toned, and you have Stella written here. This smells amazing, like it's gorgeous. It smells quite powdery, if that makes sense. Like, it's a really distinctive fragrance and it smells different on everybody, because I've smelled this from other people and I've not liked it, and I have it on myself and I love it. And then there's other times when people have asked me what I'm wearing and they've gone out and bought it and it's not suited them. So I think it's one of those that it kind of adapts to your kind of natural scent as well. But I absolutely adore this. It's not the cheapest. I couldn't tell you how much it is, to be honest, because every time I finish it I just get my husband to pick me one up, and I never tend to pay attention to how much this one costs. But I think this is a slightly expensive one, but it is one that you will always find in my collection. I've been wearing this since I was 18 years old and I'm 27 now, and I've never looked back. So that's Stella, and it's beautiful. It's quite a mature scent, if that makes sense. It's not floral, it's not sweet, it's a very distinctive powdery, clean, soapy smell. So if you're looking for something sweet and jazzy, then that's not it, but it's beautiful, and if you have tried it before then you'll know what I'm talking about. The next thing is quite sweet, and it's very, very summery fragrance, and it is the Prada Candy. Again, a gorgeous looking bottle. Packaging means a lot to me. I won't buy a fragrance purely based on the packaging, but it's always a bonus if it has nice packaging, and this one absolutely does have that. I'm not quite sure of the size of this one. I think it's an 80ml. And it has Prada written on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. The packaging of this is just beautiful. This is very sweet. It's very fun to wear. It's quite a young scent, but it does suit the older woman as well, I think, because it's one of those fragrances. It's very high end. It smells expensive but sweet at the same time, because I think sometimes when you get fragrances and they tend to be really sweet, you take a bit of the value off because people think it's like a Body Shop or it's like an Impulse or something like that. But this is a really sweet fragrance which also smells expensive. I really, really like it. It's really easy to wear, but it is one that I tend to bust out more in the summer. I don't really tend to wear this a lot in the winter, but I do love it anyway. I think that's about £84 for the 100ml, I think, but don't quote me on it. Or the 80ml, sorry. The next one is Viva La Juicy by Juicy Couture. This is my new bottle that I got for my birthday, but I have had this before. Again, packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, some people don't like this because of the packaging. They think it looks a bit cheap. I don't think it looks cheap at all. I think it looks adorable. If you're not into pink, however, and like blingy things, then it might not be for you. But the smell of this is absolutely infectious. It smells beautiful. It just smells very sweet. It smells very, very clean as well. It's just one of those fragrances where you smell it and you want to buy it and you don't actually care how much it costs, because it just has that amazing smell. It's very, very popular, this fragrance. It's not the most expensive, I don't think. I think you pick this up for like £40 or something like that, which compared to the other fragrances that I have, it is quite a cheaper one. I mean, by no means cheap, but it's a cheaper, you know, one of the ones that I have. But I really, really like it. I think it's gorgeous, and yeah, I love that. And that's Viva La Juicy. I've not smelt the other Juicy Couture fragrances, so if they're as good as this one, let me know and I will go check those out. The next one is Diesel Overdose, which I have spoken about quite a few times. I think this was my fragrance of 2012. I wore it a lot last year. it's a really nice in-between musk and sweet smell. This is something in between. It's not quite sweet and it's not quite musky. It's very unique. I've not smelled anything that I can kind of put alongside this that smells similar. Like with the Chanels, they can all tend to smell a bit samey, even though they smell beautiful. They have that signature Chanel scent, whereas this has this very unique kind of scent to it, almost lavendery. It just smells really nice. This is one of my firm favourites. I always have a bottle of this. I couldn't tell you how much it is. I'm so bad with like prices, but I will try and hunt it down for you. But if you're looking for something that's an everyday perfume that you can just kind of spritz on, and it's not going to break the bank, then this is definitely one to look out for. This is one of my all-time favourite perfumes. This is probably my favourite perfume of all time, and I've been wearing this since I've been 16 years old. I've lost the lid, but it's Poison Hypnotic, which looks like this. It's a gorgeous vintage gothic bottle. Not the most amazingly packaged bottle, but you have to like quite dark things to appreciate the packaging on this, because it's just quite vampish, but I like that. This is very expensive, very vintage and very hard to get hold of. You'll always find it in a Dior counter, but online it's quite difficult to get hold of. It's quite expensive. It's been the same price for forever, and I think for like 50ml you're looking to pay about £50 for one of these, £60, maybe even more. But they do have it on eBay and on the fragrance websites, and they're a bit cheaper on there, but I'm always very dubious to buy fragrances from those kind of places because I like to make sure that they're authentic, so I always go to the counter. But this smells like Play-Doh, and I know that sounds completely insane, but this smells like the most, I just cannot describe how this smells. It smells very vanilla-y, and if you like the smell of Play-Doh, and very bizarre scent that kind of this is my signature fragrance basically. Like when anyone thinks of me, they will probably think of this because I wear it a lot. And every time I've wore this I get comments on it, and that is from being 16 up to my age now. Every time I wear this someone will ask me what I'm wearing, and I absolutely adore it. But I do think it smells differently on different people, or very much like the Stella McCartney, because I've smelt this on other people and I've not liked it as much as when I wear it. And I think that's a very personal thing, because obviously what smells in one way to me might be completely different to what you guys smell. So I think fragrance is very unique anyway. I mean, who can tell what a smell is? We all have unique senses, but I really love this. And I think if you like bizarre, very different, nothing that you've ever smelt before kind of fragrances, you should definitely check this out, because it's just not sweet, not musky, it's just weird, but it's gorgeous. So it's definitely a fragrance that I absolutely adore, and it's probably my favourite fragrance of all time ever. And like I said, I've been wearing this for over 10 years now, and I've never looked back, and I will never be without it. I'm just about finishing this bottle now, so I will repurchase that. The next one is another one which you'll see is nearly finished, and it is my Chanel Chance. I love Chanel perfumes. They're very distinctive. A lot of people wear them because they do smell beautiful. They smell very clean and very classic. This is quite a mature scent, but you can get away with wearing it if you're a lot younger as well. It's just not the cheapest of brands. They do set you back quite a lot of money. Are they worth the money? I think they are, because the scents do linger for days. Like, maybe if you bought something like Overdose, you might not smell it for quite as long as you'd smell something like a Chanel fragrance lasting. Like when I spray this, I can still smell it on my clothes weeks later if I've only worn maybe a cardigan once or something. This just clings onto fabrics and smells amazing. And my husband is a massive fan of this fragrance when I wear it, so I do love that. The next Chanel fragrance I have is Coco Mademoiselle, which again I'm pretty much, but it does take me quite a while to get through these, because you only literally need one spray at the back of the neck here, which is where I tend to spray, maybe one on the chest, one on my hair, and I'm good to go. 3 spritzes, very light spritzes, and this will just last all day, and I absolutely love it. This scent is again very signature Chanel. I can't really describe it, but it smells very clean and very classic. It smells expensive, and I think most people will know this scent as soon as they smell it, because a lot of people do wear this. If you go to Selfridges, it just reeks of the stuff. Another one of my favourites, which I inherited off my mum. I inherited the lust for it off my mother. Obviously she's still around, but yeah, it's the 212 Sexy by Carolina Herrera, and I absolutely adore this. Again, my husband's a massive fan of this. I think I love this so much because it does just make me think of my mum. As soon as I moved out, I bought this. As soon as I moved away from home, I bought this, and I think it's just because I like the smell of home, and this reminds me of home. It's very sweet, it's very vanilla-y, very custardy kind of smell, if that makes sense. And yeah, I absolutely adore this stuff. This isn't particularly expensive. You can probably pick one of these up for about £30, and I like the design of this because you get 2 bottles and they just kind of come off and they slot back into place very neatly. Great for storage, you can have it that way or that way, so I really like this. And yeah, this is probably, again, one of my favourites that I've just been wearing for absolutely yonks. The next thing I have is a new bottle, but I do have an old one in the cupboard, but it's lost the lid and I didn't want to look for it. But this is the Hot Couture. Again, this is something I've been wearing since I was about 17 years old. My sister picked this up for me because all my family knows that I'm a massive fan of this fragrance. This again is very distinctive smell. It's very classic smelling. It's not florally at all. It's not really very sweet. It's just soapy and clean. I think that I really love the clean fragrances that are quite light and quite feminine. I don't like anything too musky. I don't like anything too heavy. I like it just to kind of just be really light and sexy. And yes, so this is a very sexy fragrance. This is just very feminine, I would say. I would definitely recommend for you to go and check this out if you can, and it's by Givenchy or Givenchy, however you might pronounce it. A little bit expensive, but I like this perfume a lot. The next one I have is one I got for my birthday recently, but I had smelt it beforehand, and it's the Vera Wang Pink Princess. This is going to be one that I'm going to wear for absolutely forever now because I've smelt it and I just adore it. The first thing to say about it is the bottle. How gorgeous is that bottle? It has a crown on it, and the crown comes off and you can wear it as a ring, and it has like little pink diamantes in it. It's adorable. So apart from the packaging, this is a very sweet fragrance. It smells very much like cherries. Cherry, vanilla, quite almondy as well. It's very fun, very young fragrance. Something easy for you to wear every day, very summery. Can't imagine wearing it a lot in the winter. But yeah, it smells delicious. Absolutely love it. And again, the packaging is gorgeous. You wouldn't appreciate that sat on the dresser. It's just adorable. And the last fragrance I have is one by Valentino, and the bottle on this is probably the prettiest bottle I've ever seen in terms of fragrances, and I will show it to you now. And this is what it looks like. It has some gorgeous 3D flowers and a little spritzer, and this is Valentina by Valentino. This smells very peppery. It smells very strong and it lingers and it's very distinctive. And it's hard now because I sprayed the Vera Wang, but I do remember mentioning when I did wear this yesterday or the day before that it smelled very peppery. It smells quite masculine, which is weird, but you know, like when your boyfriend or your husband has a perfume, or not a perfume, sorry, an aftershave on or a cologne on, and you smell it and you think, oh god, that smells gorgeous. This is the closest thing I found to something that smells really feminine, but at the same time it smells quite peppery and like you could smell this on a guy and you would totally appreciate them wearing it. It's gorgeous, and again the bottle is beautiful. I think this is about £70 to buy, so it's not the cheapest, but it's very lovely, and I anticipate this lasting me for quite a long time because it's one of those fragrances where you only need one kind of spritz and it just smells gorgeous. It fills the home room with fragrance, so I love that also. So those are my top 11 fragrances that you will always find in my collection. I hope you all like this video, especially you, Alicia, because I know you've been asking for it for quite a long time. I'm sorry that it's took so long to get this out to you, but I hope it's been worth the wait. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. If you've not entered my giveaway, guys, make sure you go right now and enter it because it finishes a week on Saturday, and I want to make sure that you all get a chance to enter it. So please go and visit that and make sure that you enter. See you all soon and take care.